One of my friends and one of your fans wanted to inquire, and he wanted me to ask you this question. When was the last time that Raymond Massey showed up at a performance and sang, "I Gotta Be Me"?
I guess that was probably in the early 90s when I left the Embers in 1994, and Raymond Massey was a big part of our last several years. And Raymond Massey he's more famous than I am, believe it or not. And
tell us who he was so people can get a understanding of what we're talking about.
Well, Raymond Massey was my wife many years ago saw a skit on television where a guy would come out and start singing the song "I've Gotta Be Me," and during the songs he would start taking his clothes off and would become a transvestite right in front of your eyes.
That's right.
And that's how I started doing the Raymond Massey thing with that skit. But all of the comedy stuff developed over the years after that initial skit of "I've Gotta Be Me."
Right. So Raymond, go ahead.
That's all. That's the way Raymond became famous. And some of the things all the skits and the jokes that I told, people remember those. It was just a great fun time in my life to be able to do Raymond Massey. And you may see him again at some point in time.
Okay, I will pass that along. Now, just so that people know, Raymond Massey character was a construction worker, and he wore a hard hat. And then as you start singing, you would start taking off clothes, and you would end up in a woman's outfit with a blonde hair.
That's exactly right.
And you sang "I Gotta Be Me."
And it's a funny thing. I was doing that Raymond Massey act at the club in Statesville, North Carolina, and two police officers came in. And me being my comedian act that I did, I walked up to him. I said, "Did y'all come here to arrest me?" And he said, "If you don't get on the way from here, we might arrest you." And I tried to let him know who I was. And I put my arm on his shoulder to tell him who I was. And he said, "You've assaulted a police officer." And he pushed me down and handcuffed me and took me to the Statesville Police Department and was going to book me for assaulting a police officer.
How about that?
And when I went in there, I had a wig up under that hard hat. And the man said, "Take that hard hat off." And I took it off, and the wig fell down all around my shoulders.
So you, from his perspective, you qualified as a bona fide transvestite.
Well, that's right. And when I went back to court, I had a lot of high-ranking highway patrol friends of mine who went back to testify for me in court, telling the court who I was and what I had did for the community. And when the judge heard all this testify, it made him real mad that these high-ranking highway patrolmen came in and testified for me. And he threw it out. Said, "Get out of my courtroom." And I got from them a few weeks later saying, if I would not sue them for false arrest, they would drop those charges against me.
Wow.